Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and as we await the mini set launch, which will be happening in like a couple days, May 13th, I thought we would talk about, are we gonna get nerfs with that mini set? It doesn't typically happen, although there have been exceptions to that rule, which we'll talk about in a bit, but go over a brief overview of the meta and what I feel like really should get nerfed. I feel like the mini set doesn't look the most impactful in the world, and there's just a couple of strategies out there that I think like probably should get dialed back like now and not wait till later, because we'll get into all that. And speaking of that mini set, we are giving away 4 mini sets out of my pocket. To enter the giveaway, like and comment in the video link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel if we hit 1,000 subs by Tuesday. Not very likely at this point, but if we do, I will add a golden mini set to that giveaway. So hit that sub button, make me go broke, as we're less than 3,000 subscribers from that brand Bronzebeard cosplay. So hit that sub button, make me go brand. So looking at front page Aegis replay, as we love to start with, even though it's a horrible metric, it doesn't mean a lot. We see most classes have something to do other than basically shaman. You don't see a lot of shaman on ladder, and front page indicates that, and it's just kind of true. There's not a lot to do, but every other class has like decks to play, and it's been a pretty diverse meta. I am basically bored of it at this point. Like, it's been over a month since we got that latest balance patch, and I'm playing at a pretty high elo, like 11x, so I basically face Paladin half of my games, and the rest are like basically Rogue, Demon Hunter, and the odd Death Knight, the odd Warlock, and that's it. However, lower ranks, you see a lot of this deck, Zarimi Priest, which is driving people up the wall, making it, you know, not so fun to play. Combo deck that goes off on like turn 7 and 8 a lot of the time and just kills you. Not super fun, but other than that, for me, there's control, there's aggro, there's combo, there's a little bit of everything, and I feel like the biggest gripe about this meta, personally, is just that, yeah, it's a bit stale. Would have been nice to get a balance patch sooner, but maybe we'll get that balance patch on Tuesday with the mini set. Even like the tier 3 decks, lots of playable stuff here. Space Warlock, Imbue Mage, even like Terran Warrior. Saw someone like top 200 with it recently. There's stuff to do in Hearthstone. I feel like there's something for everybody, but again, it's been the same meta for almost a month or over a month. And in today's landscape, that is, yeah, that's quite a long time. But again, the mini set will change things up in one way or another. And I just want to say, like the last mini set, we did see a balance change, but it was just one, right? Ethereal Oracle, which should have been nerfed prior. Like, I think they even said that in this patch note. They're like, yeah, we kind of goofed. We should have nerfed it earlier. So I don't know if that's a great indicator if we should expect nerfs. Honestly, if I was a betting man, I probably wouldn't expect balance changes, especially considering, yeah, we have a diverse meta, although Paladin at high ranks, it's just the best thing in the game. Like, it's not even close. And well, let's talk about what I would nerf, or what I would expect to get nerfed. And I wouldn't expect much if it's a mini set patch, right? Like you saw there, it's pretty narrow what we will get. But to me, the number one card I think I would nerf in all of Hearthstone right now is Flickering Lightbot, and mainly because this 8 mana guy comes down for 0 relatively cheap, and with all the tutors and the cheap holy spells going on for Paladin, it's very easy to get these out by turns 4 and 5. You don't have to worry about dying from a combo deck that kills you on turn 15 that isn't Zarimi Priest when you're dying to 0 mana 8/8s. And if you happen to deal with that, then you have the whole Ursal Shaladristle combination of cards that really, you know, puts out a ton of value, a ton of stuff. And if you've wasted so much time and resources, if you've managed to deal with these light bots, you're usually out of luck by then. And I just feel like this card in particular, I don't know how you nerf this, honestly. Do you make the Lightbot not an 8/8? You make it like a 12 mana minion or something? Like, I don't know what part you nerf, what requirement you do, not less than 1. I have no idea. But this card is such an outlier in standard, and it's in wild too, right? Like with the Librams there too. This is a card to me that really needs to change. It's been so much of these 0 mana giants in Hearthstone. Shaladristle Paladin being the best deck at every rank bracket, the most popular deck at every rank bracket, and this to me is the big offender. You could go after the Ursal Shaladristle combo. I guess, but people are cutting that. There are people that are hitting legend without that. You could nerf Sea Shanty, you could nerf the tutors. There's a lot of stuff, but to me, hit the mana cheat card, right? Hit the mana cheat card. And that would be like my number one. If it was only this card nerfed, I would kind of be content, basically, with the patch. But there is a dragon coming out, a 9 mana dragon. And we all know Zarimi Priest is a contentious, it's frustrating, it's something that doesn't need to be in today's game. And Neralax really enables a lot of that, right? Your dragons cost 1. To me, I would nerf this too. I would have at least those 2 nerfs, Neralax, Lightbot. I personally just don't like the cards that say cost 1. We saw that with, I believe, Thaddeus, where they saw that was an issue, right? Even in odd cost cards cost 1, they changed it to be like 5 less, I think, for a bit, and then it was 3 less. I would do something the same with this, right? Your dragons cost 3 or 4 less. I wouldn't go 5 less, because then you could play Zarimi for 0 and other dragons for 0, and it could be a whole different thing. I would make it like 3 less or something, right? Make it like Thaddeus. It's proven that could be a bit of an issue. I just feel like having this straight up, it costs 1 thing is not great. You could make this 8 mana. You can make this 9 mana. That would also slow that down, but you're not really dealing with the core issue, or just nerf Zarimi itself, because that card is stupid and it's already been nerfed twice. And I just don't know why they print another Time Warp for standard, right? Time Warp is proven time and time again that it's not a very healthy mechanic in the game. It's never been particularly balanced in any meaningful way, whether it's the Open the Waygate in Mage, but I guess you could argue that the original Time Warp card for Priest, that abomination, it was pretty bad, but you let your opponent take 2 turns first. So yeah, no kidding, not so great. So yeah, those 2 are the main standouts. Like, honestly, I'd be okay with that. The other one, and this is much more of a higher elo thing, although I know people will be feeling this sooner than later, right, is the Harbinger of the Blighted. This card is just absurd when you have it early with Shadow Step or prep in like Web of Deception, although that combination I'm fine. It's like 3 cards to get 2/2 drops in a 4/4, which is pretty much going to win the game. But to just be able to play it for free with Step, a 2-card combo in turn 1, is just silly. And they're not going to nerf Step. They're not going to rotate Step. So what you're going to do is likely nerf this card to 3 mana to prevent early game blowout. So that's the other card that really stands out. I get a lot of comments from, especially on YouTube comments, of like, why do you complain about Rogue, right? And like, I never see this card, but if you're playing at higher ranks, like, Rogue is one of the best decks out there, and this has just the worst blowout pattern. I don't mind facing Rogue for the most part right now, but the early game blowouts from Harbinger are just toxic, unfun, and there's so many games that it just creates non-games. It's over before it starts, and I rather a game at least start, you know? I don't want to lose a turn 1 because my opponent has the coin and double step in Harbinger. That's not a game of Hearthstone, and I wish they could reuse old keywords and just say like Mana Thirst 3, so you can't activate this battle cry to like turn 3. That could solve some stuff maybe, but yeah, to me this card is a big standout, and that's basically it from me that I would expect to see maybe get nerfed in standard with the mini set. Again, I wouldn't expect a major patch, and I don't think standard needs it. We got a mini set coming in. We don't know how things are gonna shake up, right? Like, there are some cards in that mini set that look pretty, you know, spooky. Like Firak, how is this card gonna go when you have, well, if they don't nerf Neralax as it is, or, you know, stepping and replaying, or Murmur too, right? And Shutter Block. There's a lot of potential that can really shake things up. And I'll just predict right out the gate, I think the most powerful strategy is going to be in Rogue. I'm really, really spooked by this in Rogue, or Cinder Sword, which you can activate on turn 1, right? You could just, like, if you have the coin or prep, you play Nightmare Fuel or prep Smoke Bomb, right? And then you could just play Cinder Sword, and you could have Dread Corsairs, right? That's in standard for 0 on like turn 1. So you have potential blowouts with Cinder Sword, Dread Corsair, which you could, by the way, tutor with a raiding party, or you have the early Harbinger blowouts. That's why I'm like, can we nerf Harbingers so we don't have double early game scams? Because Rogue doesn't run out of cards, and to activate this, you're generating Dark Gift cards, so you're getting a 4-attack weapon, you might get some free 3/3s, and you're generating value from your Dark Gift. So those are the things that really stand out. And I guess the other one, I know this is a bit off topic and on tangent, but why not, is for Scarred Whelp in giving Shaman basically better ramp. Well, actual ramp. You don't really have ramp in Shaman other than that terrible Treant, which you don't want to play. It's really bad. But this, like, you play this into Murmur a turn earlier. Remember, they nerfed Murmur by a mana. This card alone can kind of, you know, make up for that nerf, and then you do the Wombo combo and maybe Firax in there, and those things scare me, so I'm like kind of want to like preemptively nerf some of that stuff too for that possibility. So yeah, it's kind of my picks for what I would like to see changed. I'd love to see changes for Wild, by the way, but does that ever happen? Not really. And I don't know how depth, like Paladin's just crazy in there. You could talk about Void Touched Attendant, Order in the Court are wild cards that really stand out. The Draka animation cheat thing. Even I see like Grove Shaper Naturalize popping up more and more. There's stuff you could look at in Wild, but yeah, it'll probably be standard or not at all. There's a good chance there won't be anything on Tuesday, but as soon as I know and can confirm there's either no nerfs or nerfs, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll post it as soon as any news comes up. And yeah, Mini Set Tuesday, we'll definitely be streaming it, playing it, and then deck lists and all that good stuff. We'll have lots to talk about this week. I have to say, this last week has been a struggle to find stuff to talk about. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.